Demand powered by Bright House Networks.
Recording.
I'm Rusty Cap. Today we travel to St. Petersburg, Florida. Just down the street from the home of the Tampa Bay Rays, it's the St. Petersburg Museum of History, where we meet a man who's got balls. Lots of them, almost 5,000. Dennis Schrader is the owner of the world's largest collection of autographed baseballs. Schrader's Little Cooperstown. The man himself, Dennis Schrader.
How you doing, Rusty?
Guinness Book of World Records, 4,854 and climbing.
Brought in 6 today, so it's 4,860.
Get this updated, guys. Tell us a little bit about this place. What's going on in this museum?
This is housing the world's largest collection of autographed baseballs, which I started in 1956 when I was 9 years old. Mickey Mantle at Allang Field in St. Petersburg, right down the street, gave me my first ball.
Mickey Mantle gave you your first
Mickey Mantle.
All right, so was that when, like, the love affair started? I mean, did you immediately know, like, wow, you know what? Someday I need to have 5,000 autographed baseballs.
I wasn't thinking that big at that time. However, I was helping the Yankees bat boy for 25 cents a day, and I had buckets of balls at my disposal, and there was 20 teams training here. So you just go from team to team to team, and you didn't have to worry about security. You didn't have to worry about somebody going to beat you to get an autograph to sell on eBay, some dealer. You could walk up to a player, and you could read your name when they signed it.
Not anymore, you can't.
No, sir.
You got nearly 5,000 autographed baseballs in here. Has it always been in this location, or have you guys traveled around?
No, it's been in my house in Odessa for years. Once I got the Guinness Book of Records and the Associated Press went worldwide with it, we were inundated with people coming to our house. 3 tours a day, 4 days a week.
Coming to your house?
Coming to our house.
And you had it, what, you had it like in a guest bedroom or
I
something?
had it in a vault that was a 12 by 16 foot vault, like a vault, secured, because this collection's worth $2 million. And the mayor of St. Pete at the time, and a fellow by the name Gustavos, came down to my house and brought all the museum people from St. Petersburg, and there's many down here in downtown St. Petersburg, and said this needs to be where everybody can see it. I said, great, because my wife had it with, the carpets wore out again. So we moved it here, and it took us about 2 years to raise the $200,000 to build this exhibit, and here it is for the public to see.
Is she sick of you doing this? Does she want you to get a real hobby?
No, she's a collector too. She has 700 cookie jars and never baked a cookie in her life.
700 cookie jars?
Yeah, and she has about 600 Hummels, if you know what Hummels are.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, well,
the big vehicle, right?
No, that's the wrong Hummel. That's a Hummer. These are little figurines from Germany.
Really?
From the 40s to today. She collects those, along with Disney figurines and stamps, coins, pitchers and bowls and vases and God knows what. But when these 5,000 baseballs left my house, the space was taken up by all of her junk.
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 Yeah. I think she might be looking around and say, well, you've got your junk moved to downtown St. Petersburg.
Actually, she gets most of the autographs today.
She gets them.
Are
I know
more apt to give it to a woman than a bald-headed old man.
Yeah, I've met your wife. She's sweet. You're okay.
Thanks.
You're fine.
You're all right, buddy. Thanks.
All right. Tell me about getting the Guinness Book of World Records, because you've been collecting for years and years. How does that go? How does that happen? You contact them, they contact you?
You contact them, and it's miserable. It's a miserable ordeal. You have to go through a lot. I went through a photocopy machine and burned it up because I had to send them paperwork on all the balls. I had to send them all the letters of authenticities for every ball I ever got in an auction or at a signing. I sent them photos of players signing balls. I sent them letters from people that I wrote to, and they wrote me back and said, sign the ball. I'll sign the balls. Self-addressed stamped envelopes. So I had paperwork this thick. I had to have a video of every ball. I had to have snapshots of every ball. I had to have a certified audit of the collection. I had to have some memorabilia people come to the house and more or less verify, yep, this is, all of that $180 worth of postage went to London because that's where they're based. It took, in this time period, it took about 3 years to get it all done. And then they said, if we don't accept what you send us, we'll send an audicator, whatever that is, from New York.
They audicate.
Yes, from New York. And it's a $5,000 fee, and you pay his expenses. So thank God they took what I sent them, and finally, once they got it, I got an email about 2 weeks later saying your certificate is on its way.
Really?
There it is. Now, that was 4,020 baseballs at that time, so we've grown about 900 balls later. So, if you think that I'm going to do that process for the balls that I've added to this certificate with them, ain't going to happen.
Yeah, you say that now until some other dentist comes lately, gets an even bigger baseball collection.
Then we'll have to reassert. Yeah.
All right, so you have nearly 5,000 baseballs in here. What are some of the most valuable baseballs?
Shoe was Joe Jackson. That's the holy grail of baseballs. I have a 1919 signed by him. Everybody said he was illiterate, he didn't read or write. That's crap. His wife taught him how to sign the back of his paycheck. Thus, he signs the ball. He was embarrassed to sign because he was somewhat illiterate. If you look at his signature, you can see where he labored. I have a forensic expert from the FBI say that's, I don't care about these other authenticators. It's legit. I have a Joe DiMaggio, Marilyn Monroe ball. They were only married 9 months. They signed 2 balls in the same color ink. That's one of them. And I also have the Hall of Fame ball, 1939, when they opened the Hall of Fame. There was 26 men inducted since 36, but in 39, when they opened Hall of Fame, only 11 were alive. All 11 signed that ball. I have that here in the collection. Those are my 3 gurus.
Can you show me around the collection?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right, you have some really cool things in this collection, but this might be the neatest. Baseball through the years. Tell us about this.
Well, this is my timeline wall. This wall is baseball, the top of the wall. The center of the wall is what happened in the United States, and the bottom is what happened at the same time period in the world. And when the kids come in and we do tours for schools, this is a big, like 1912, Jim Thorpe. He signed the ball, greatest athlete of all time, Jim Thorpe. In 1912, the Titanic. Okay, poof. The last survivor of the Titanic at 97 years old signed a ball for me, Melvina Dean. I found her in England in Southampton, nursing home. I sent her a ball, she signed it. So who had the forethought to do that? Because I was thinking years down the road, I'm going to do this. In the 20s, like 29, 30, we had the stock market took a dump. Roger Hornsby.
I really wish that they would change it to that. Instead of the stock market crash, it was the stock market took a dump in 1929.
Right, and it wasn't a portal. This was a real steel of the building. And I got 1920, 1930. I have Amelia Earhart and
Chucky Lindbergh?
Yeah, Charles Lindbergh, sorry.
Hold on a second. You got an Amelia Earhart and Charles Lindbergh autographed baseball?
Earhart, with their Indian ink they used back then. There was no ballpoint pencil. It was special Indian ink on that ball.
I gotta stop you here. What? I understand baseball players signing baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Why were celebrities and important figures signing baseball?
That was the thing to do for years. You're young, you don't know this.
No.
But for years back then, people use baseballs for people to sign. In the other room, there's over 400 celebrities. They don't have nothing to do with baseball, have signed. You may sign one before you go. You have absolutely no inkling of what's going on in the baseball world. Come on. Now,
I know,
1929, okay, the crash of the stock market,
right?
Dump, right? 1929, the new owners of the Dodgers. It was the Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers, because they dodged the trolleys, right? Those are costing me stock market, we're hurting. It's costing me so much a letter for the World Trolley. So let's drop the trolley. It'd be Brooklyn Dodgers. Wait, let's just have Brooklyn when we go out of town and Dodgers when we're in town. We'll save money on the letters. The Yankees that year put the big numbers on the back. because all the numbers were on the sleeve or here. And there were any big numbers on the back till 29, same year of the stock market crash. Now, to save money, you take off a name of your team. Hence, the devil left the race.
An exorcism, really.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's saving money. Plus, you know, they went to blue and the star bus. They did two colors, the light blue and the dark blue. The original race had all those colors. Remember, green and orange and red? Well, every time you print something, it's got to go through the printer for each color. Saving money with just two colors.
So eventually you can buy another ball player.
Oh, absolutely.
What a great announcer.
Oh, yeah. Got that.
Take me through the rest of the high points in this wall. This is incredible.
1941, Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah.
Hits 56 straight games.
Yeah.
Ted Williams bats .406. What happened in 1941? Brew, Pearl Harbor. See? Got it? See how it works?
Yeah.
Pretty neat, huh?
So here's what I like too. So you got Musial in 43, but you kind of almost have this break here while the war is going on, because baseball wasn't really baseball.
The girls start playing. The League of Their Own was formed. That's in the other room.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Because the boys weren't playing baseball.
All right, let's keep moving on here. So I got to ask you, do you still have the first baseball you got? Do you still have that original Mickey Mantle?
I could lie and say I do, but I don't. Because, like all kids, hey, we threw it around. Look at Mickey Mantle. Everybody handled it. And it eventually wore to the window.
Did you guys actually play with it? Or
Didn't play with it. Just
handed
so,
it
look
around?
who I got. Mickey Mantle. Look at that. And for years, everybody that came, hey, look at this Mickey Mantle. And it finally, it wore. That's 60 years old. You know, it's like me. I'm wearing down.
This is the saddest I've seen
Yeah.
the whole time.
I know.
I've known you for years.
But
I've
you
never seen
know,
you so sad.
55, 56 Mantle came in. He came in 51. Oh, Joe DiMaggio, you took Joe, you'll never do it. Well, he came in 55.
So he took Joe DiMaggio's spot.
51.
Okay.
Yeah, in 51. When Joe retired, 52, here he came. And they sent him back down once, said, you'll never do it. But you know who Mickey. And that was the 55s were his prominent year. 55, Disneyland opened. I mean, doesn't get any Mickey Mouse more than that. Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse, bingo. Right?
Thank God, because originally it was Mortimer.
Oh,
Originally it was
right.
Mortimer Mouse. But I'm
Absolutely.
assuming it's
Mortimer
probably,
was harder to spell.
yeah. Mickey would have had a hell of a time putting that on a baseball.
Right.
Keep moving down the wall. This is wonderful.
Okay, Roger Maris at 61.
Breaks the Babe Ruth's single-season home run record.
Right, and right in that era, we got 1963 President Kennedy assassination. Sad part in our life. First moon landing in 69, you got 66, 73, Huckleberry breaks records, Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale in that 69 area.
Okay, this is why I have a real problem with this baseball. Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale. It's because I was a Minnesota Twins fan, and you look back to the 1965 Minnesota Twins.
Oh.
Game 7 of the 65 World Series, Koufax is dealing. He's getting in trouble once or twice. Who's warming up the bullpen? Don Drysdale. Unfair.
I know.
Huh?
You got time for a real good story about the moon landing?
Do I?
I don't know if this TV's series, the show's going to go that long.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Nobody's watching it anyways.
Nobody watching it. Okay. You know, he landed on the moon and he said one step for mankind and one giant step, you know, all that stuff. When he got back on that lunar landing thing and was leaving, he looked over his shoulder and he said, good luck, Mr. Grabowski. Did you know that? Nobody heard it, but a few of the media heard it, and Houston heard it. Good luck, Mr. They thought it was a rival cosmonaut, that he was saying, good luck, we made it to the moon first. Years went by and everybody would ask him. All the media would say, hey, Neil, what was Mr. He wouldn't say nothing. 1995, he was doing a speech over at Cape Canaveral, and the media said, hey, what about, good luck, Mr. Grabowski. He went, well, Mr. and Mrs. Grabowski has passed. I'm a passionate baseball fan. When I was a kid, playing ball in the backyard, about 10 years old, the ball went over the fence into their yard. I ran over to get it. It was under their bedroom window. I went to pick the ball up, and the window was open, and Mrs. Grabowski said, sex? You want sex? When the kid next door walks on the moon. So that's the story of Mr. Grabowski and my baseball buddy. I bet you cut that one.
Line and sinker.
Yeah.
So we land on the moon.
So we land on the moon.
How we get moving on here?
We get moving on.
All right.
1998, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, hitting all those homers. Little juiced, little juiced.
Yeah,
I'm
say
thinking,
little.
I don't know. But 1998, who showed up? Tampa Bay Rays. Devil rays at that time.
So the collection's in St. Petersburg.
Correct.
You're from this area originally.
I'm from Largo, Florida.
Okay, and so the Rays showed up as a most recent expansion team in 1998 along with the Diamondbacks. All right, so that's where we are in 98. Were you at that first game?
No. Sorry, I wasn't. I'm a big Yankee fan.
That's okay.
Don't tell Sternberg that.
The owner of the Rays? Yeah, he'll be fine.
Okay.
We keep buying those season tickets, we don't really
Yeah,
care.
I know.
Let's keep moving down here.
And they're not cheap seats.
No. Let's get back to the arena. I don't want to have my cameraman break any more on your stuff.
Okay.
So we're getting down here to the point. You've only got a couple of feet of drywall left. You might have to start adding on. It's got to be really difficult to do this part of the wall because all this stuff we can look back with a historical eye. Here, it's kind of tough to put, So, all right, what's the most historical events that have happened in the last 5 years?
The Rays made the World Series in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
That's historical.
Yeah, it is.
It's amazing.
Do you think it's purely because they got rid of the name Devil Rays?
I think it's got a lot to do with it. And I'm going to order some more drywall because I know they're going to be successful next year. Because there's always next year.
There is always, it's the beauty of the ball game.
That's right.
There's always next year.
Let's move on to another room.
Yeah, you bet. Let's move on to another room. You said this is your most popular wall, huh?
This is the wall that everybody really, and the women especially, even if they come in and they don't like baseball and their husband's looking, oh honey, look at this, and they're bored, they get around this corner and they go, I saw this movie.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball. They go, oh my God. Well, the war was on. 600 women played from 1943 to 1954. 2005, 6, 7, somewhere in there, I started writing 257 that were known to be alive. They were in the 80s and 90s. And out of that, I got approximately 80 baseballs, along with Penny Marshall, who directed and produced a movie, Laverne and Shirley.
Mm-hmm.
Sent me a Rockford Peaches hat. She autographed. This ball's autographed by the stars of the movie, Madonna, Tom Hanks, Rosie O'Donnell. Penny sent me a couple balls. But all of these balls are for women that I wrote. And they were so happy when they wrote me back, yes, I'll sign the ball, and thank you for showing us in your museum that you're going to have someday.
Is this how you get most of your baseballs?
A lot of them through the mail.
You just write and say, my name's Dennis, got this collection, I would love you to have yours in it as well.
I'm trying to get in the Guinness Book of Records. This is what I would tell them. And presently I'm at 3,036. And not only would I like your autograph, but I'd like to enshrine you into the little Cooperstown Guinness World Record when I get it. That seems to be the key. They're going to be in the Guinness Book. I can tell people, I signed a baseball, I'm in the Guinness Book of Records. That's what got it. I know it did.
How many of the balls do you get do you purchase? Auction or what?
Oh, quite a few in auctions. Memorabilia shows, auctions, signings, whatever. And I deal a lot with other collectors. Like, I wanted a Puig ball, plays for the Dodgers.
Yeah, C.L. Puig.
Yeah, he's out in California. It's hard to get. It's a tough ball to get. One of the collectors out there said, I'll trade you 2 Lingorians for a Puig. I went, no. Number one, I can't tell Lingorian, I got to give 2 of you for 1 Puig. He's going to be upset and never sign another thing for me because he's a friend of mine. So another collector got me a Puig, and he gave it to me because we're friends.
So it's like you're still a kid trading baseball
Absolutely.
cards.
Absolutely. Every day, every night. And I do it in California a lot. So when they're up at 11 o'clock at night, that means I'm up at 2 in the morning on the computer talking to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop.
What did you do for real? Like when you weren't collecting baseball, what did you do with your life? What was your work?
Ever since my dad died when I was 10, I started working in a factory. I was 12 years old, building trailers, which became mobile homes, which became modular homes. I used to run a company called Jacobson Homes in Safety Harbor. We built 10 homes a day. A day. And some of these builders can't build a home in 6 to 8 months. 10 a day we built. And that's all I've done. Mobile home, modular home industry. I've been on every board. I'm the only expert in Florida the court approved for any mobile home lawsuits or cases.
Building homes and signing baseballs.
Absolutely.
The Dennis Schrader story.
That's the story.
Let's move on. Show me some of your other ones. Another one of the really neat displays you have celebrates ball players from the Negro Leagues. I gotta think these baseballs are really difficult to get.
They're really not as, what's difficult to get their addresses. Okay, I wrote them like I did the girls from the league of their own. I spent years tracing these guys down, but thank God there's the internet today. I couldn't have done it 30 years ago. And I find their addresses and I run, and same as the girls. You're going to have a display someday and you're going to show the Negro League, the golden years of the Negro League, absolutely. And I got them Buck Leonard, Buck Owens, Satchel Paige. You know, Satchel Paige pitched till he was 6. We don't know who was 65 when he pitched because he didn't have a birth certificate. They could run for president for crying out loud. But we got them all.
So, but this is what I don't understand. Like, so you're telling me this is what's mind-blowing. The Negro Leagues seem like centuries ago to people of my generation, but you were able to still write people who played in the Negro Leagues and get their autographs.
Absolutely. I'll give you an example. 2 years ago, there was a guy, Bill McRae, came to the Rays, last game of the season, throughout the first pitch, 80-something years old from the Negro League. His daughter knew about my collection. At that time, it was at my house. She brought him to my house. He got down on his hands and knees and started reading the different players that he played with that have passed away and actually cried. 80-something years old. So there's a lot of them that are gone now, but there's a lot of them still around that have a reunion every now and then. They're 80, 90 years old, some of them reaching 100. But it was an era that was great for them. They couldn't go to the majors till Jackie Robinson in 47. So you're looking at 20s and 30s and 40s and some 50s before. And it was still going strong in the 50s.
You know, it was horrible that black players weren't allowed in the major leagues, but I would have loved to have gone to some of those Negro League games. The style of baseball that you read about sounded amazing.
It was run, go, get, steal bases, spikes flying in the air. I mean, stealing home, scooting, running, having a good time. They enjoyed it.
All right, so it's not just baseball players that you have. You have a lot of celebrities in here. Tell us about this wall.
Well, this is what it says, celebrity wall. And not only baseball players, but if I could get the address of anybody that did anything and you knew their name, then pop. Baseball, basketball, football, politicians, actors, actresses, singers, Elvis Presley, Larry Bird from baseball, my hero, Bruce Jenner, who's now Caitlyn. I don't have hers yet.
Are you going to get a Caitlyn Jenner?
I'm going to try. I put it right next to him.
I think it would be fantastic.
So we have both balls right there. Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be good.
No.
Thank you for not saying what you were going to say.
Michael Phelps. This is before Bond. Football players. Julius Erving, basketball. Evel Knievel. Elvis Presley. I wrote Priscilla 3 times. Said Priscilla the 3rd time. I'm not going to sell this ball on eBay. I sent her a picture of the Elvis ball. She said, yes, that's his signature. I said, can I have you sign a ball so I can put it next to Elvis on my display? She said, send the ball.
Wow.
That was like a gift.
Okay, so you've got singer, songwriters, Chubby Checker, B.B. King, Fats Domino. You got comedians, Jeff Foxworthy, you got Regis Philbin. You got a Fidel Castro. Now, is this while he was running Cuba or while he was a ball player? Because he was actually supposed he was going to be a Major League Baseball player.
That was signed by Fidel Castro in the 50s, mid-50s, when he was with the Washington Senators. He couldn't make it. They put him in the minors. He signed some balls. He was cut. He couldn't make it. He went back to Cuba. He didn't have an attitude problem with the United States. That's when he teamed up with the Russians. You know the rest of the story. He was very upset. This guy was huge. All Cubans are huge baseball fans. He was huge baseball. But that's a picture of him. He was with the Senators.
So ironically, he was actually playing in the nation's capital for the Washington Senators.
Absolutely.
Could have been a Minnesota Twin.
That's right.
This is an incredible feature. You got presidents. You got Tricky Dick, Jerry Ford, Jimmy Carter, Barack and Roll.
Yep.
How do you get president autographed baseballs?
You write to the White House, and their secretaries get them for you. But you got to send a nice letter telling them how much you like, and your parents voted for them. You got to tell them what they want to hear. Whatever platform, look it up that they like, mention it. And I would really love to. I'm building the biggest collection in the world, and I want you. And if it's a Democrat, next to this Democrat and that Democrat that are really good, I got Sarah Palin's. She wrote, "Send the ball, you betcha." I mean, you just gotta play their game, and they'll send you one. Just to send them a blank letter saying, "I want your autograph," blah blah. Ain't
Not gonna happen.
You gotta send them a little distance.
Did it as a kid.
But now I'm a member of the Bo Jackson fan club, even though I get that autographed baseball card.
I have a Bo Jackson ball in here, too.
Couple of more questions for you.
Yes, sir.
And the big one is this. I think this is phenomenal. I'm blown away. I'm a huge baseball guy. I could spend days in here. But why do we care? Why do we care about somebody giving us something with their name written on it? Isn't that the ultimate question for you?
It starts out as a keepsake as a kid. Wow, I got a hero. And today, you have a hero somewhere. I have heroes every day in baseball. People just want to see it, want to have it, they want bragging rights. I got a shoeless Joe Jackson. There's only about 5 or 6 of those out there. There's nobody I've ever met that's got a shoeless Joe Jackson. I got a Melvina Dean, the last Melvina Dean, the last survivor of the Titanic. Who had the foresight to get that ball? Nobody but me, I know. You got one of these? No, you guess what? I got 5,000 in here.
But the big question is this. Why do we care about somebody's name being written on something?
I don't know. I don't know. And you know what? What's really funny is why does people pay money to this museum to come in and see somebody's name on a ball?
I know I would.
You know?
Maybe it's that we know that this person held it. This was in Elvis Presley's hand.
Correct.
And on the other hand, he had a pen.
Right.
There was a moment, maybe it's just a keepsake. Maybe it's a moment in time that we have where we can actually have it with those people.
Part of his life. It was on that ball. I know, it was maybe 30 seconds he had that ball. But he had it. And do you have something Elvis Presley had and held in his hand?
No.
No, see? So?
Last question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an autographed baseball in this collection?
Absolutely. It's right up front near the Guinness Book of Records plaque.
Good for you. Do you need a rusty calf?
We're going to get one.
Yeah. You know, actually, this is interesting, too. It's been shown that a baseball loses value when I sign it. Trash will actually lose value when I sign it.
Well, maybe if you misspelt your name, it'd be one of a kind, and it'd be worth more money.
No, that'd be like most all of them.
Okay. Hey, Rusty, I got everybody. Famous announcers, everybody. I haven't got you yet. How about signing a ball for me?
The value of this thing is going to decrease as soon as I sign it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You will be number 4,861.
With an asterisk.
Great job. Congratulations. You are now in the Guinness Book of Records.
Holy balls! That's a freaking big autograph collection. You can get more information and get your tickets by going to St. Petersburg Museum of History.com.